Hello and welcome to another episode of RAN. Exciting day today, man. We just hit the 3K. 3K on YouTube. Hey, still moving forward there. Still moving forward. Next goal. Move down the road to the next goal. Celebrate this one, but we're moving ahead. This is episode number 51. I know we've dropped a couple along the way, so we've actually been together now a little over a year, but we'll do an official celebration next week. 52 episodes. We're into that. So we do appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here and hanging out with us. Today we got an exciting episode. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things. Going to be talking about how to take pictures with glassware to improve your listing. We're going to be talking about what's trending with Cernoch, and you never know. I know he's got something special in store, and Leroy is going to bring to us, kind of expanding on what he talked about last week, investing in your business and why you would do that. If you're a reseller, like obviously we need tools like everybody else, and Leroy's got a massive tool situation for him, a tool situation for him that's going to make his life a whole lot easier. So I know he's excited to share about that. Right now, we're going to jump into a couple comments, and then we're going to have Tim come on board and share about our channel members. First up, we got Nick Picker. It says, Cernoch, the post office should have been able to give you a GPS tracking or location where the label was scanned and delivered. Just take a picture of the label. Okay. I know that was something to do with last week. So Nick Picker, thanks for being here. Nick Picker is a fellow Dolphins fan, so I'm sure he was in mourning after last week Philadelphia thing. Jacqueline Rose left us 1 heart, then 3 hearts. Jacqueline Rose, thank you for commenting and being here. Also, Susie Frost says, great information. So glad you can share so well. James Steinbreaker says, great shout out, Tim, over the years. Thanks for the shout out. And Vintage Sports Flips Keith says, great stuff as usual, guys. I love selling on Etsy. It reaches a lot of buyers that might not visit eBay a lot, like gift givers or interior decorators, etc. Lisa Durr also said, great stuff. Thanks again. See you Tuesday. Can't wait to see the totes and tubs. And you're going to get to find out a little bit more. If you missed Tuesday's episode, Listing and Loafing, that's worth the rewatch, guys. I'll just tell you, it is worth the rewatch. I'm probably going to be rewatching some of that again myself. So join us on Tuesdays 9 to 12. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen on Listing and Loafing. So, Tim, we'll turn it over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time where we like to thank all of our channel members, including AZ Katsu, Simply Shenanigans, Shanna, Diane Matthews, our very own Blood, Sweat, and Cell, Trash Cat Rescue, New England Betty Boop, and, of course, Joe Deals, Old School Picker, Vintage Sport Flips, Charity's Terrific Finds, Kathleen the Fernway Flipper, Ohio Pickers, Annette and Frank, Rudely Retro, Absolute Finds, Des Hardy, Heather Peddler, and last but certainly not least, James Steinbreaker.
I feel like we're got the starting lineup. They're running out. We're getting ready to hit the field right now. But hey, we do thank all of our channel members absolutely for your support. Be on the lookout. We will be dropping a link for another basically private live stream for the channel members coming very soon. So hey, shoot us a message if there's something particular you guys want to deal with. If y'all want to look at some specifics behind the scenes, then please let us know. We'll be happy to dive into that. But right now, we're going to go ahead and jump into our 101 and talking again with Leroy about just what that investment looks like for him in his business.
What's going on, guys? Okay, so listen. First of all, I don't understand why I got to be first all the time. So I'm going to have to set that up and figure out why. I know why. It's because Eric wants to make sure my internet's good. So he wants to get me on But
You figured it out. Look.
For everybody who asked, I had a successful travel. It was a little hectic going through Atlanta. I drove 400 miles one way to go meet somebody on Facebook to buy something. And I'm at Buc-ee's and people are like, oh, where you going? I'm like, oh, to go pick something up from somebody at Facebook. And people just look at you like, you what? You driving 400 miles to pick us up? They didn't have that like where you live? I'm like, no, boo-boo. No, they didn't have that where I live. Like, I've been looking for these. This is like you guys have like your holy grail in stuff that we buy to sell. This is like my holy grail of stuff that I need to sell. I've been thinking of different ways, and what it is it's boxes. I'll show you guys it here in a minute, so just stay tuned. But it's certain bins, and I was gonna make them, and it would took me a lot of time. It probably wouldn't have been any cheaper. I would have had to ask a couple people's help. So I've been brainstorming this for like 3 years, maybe longer than that, and came across somebody on Facebook, literally messaged the lady at like 3:30 a.m. Was like, are these still available? When I met up with her and her family, she laughed about it. You know, she was like, yeah, she's like, he was real serious. Quick little story on it, guys. I pull up to the house. I'm in the middle of the woods, way out in Timbuktu on the other side of Tennessee. And I pull into the driveway. There's two husband and wife or two people standing on the porch. Two more bigger guys come walking out of the house, and a car comes in behind me. I'm like, dude, I'm getting jacked. Like, it doesn't matter how big I am, right? It's a Facebook deal at 8 in the morning. Okay. So I pull in and I see these people walking out, and I see this person tucking behind me. I'm like, oh, snap. All right. I'm just here for the bins. Like, I don't know. Well, because I got 80 of these bad Larrys. So this is what the bin looks like. It's just a heavy duty bin. They are 23 inches long by 14 inches wide by 5 inches deep. So they're not deep. They're actually good. If I had to switch over from you see the bins I use here, I could use them instead of those, but I like those. They're a little smaller, and they're a little more flexible. I can fit them along these. There's not much give. But if you can see the ridge here, this ridge, they fit into each other. So they go into each other. And what's going on, guys, is, you know, none of us are getting younger. I do sell at the flea markets, and I'll get into that in a second. Just hold on, guys. So I sell at the flea market, and I'm getting older, and the bigger totes are just getting, they get heavy and they collapse in, and I want something a little bit more sturdy. And talking to these guys, you got to go back and listen to a few episodes. We had spoke to you guys about how when you get like organized, if something happened and you had to have somebody else help you, it's a little bit more easy. It's the same thing with the flea market for me. If I have to have somebody else help me the way that I was doing it before, it'd be a mess, because only I knew how to do that. Now somebody can grab these bins and they can just put them all out on the tables. I always frowned upon that, but I had to really sit down and think about it. 3 in the morning, guys. 3 in the morning is when I do my thinking. Okay. Some people do stinking and thinking. I do thinking at 3 in the morning with some like Cheetos and oodles and noodles. But I decided that I have to try to do it this other way. It's a little bit more organized. So I invested into those bins. I traveled to go get them. Normally they're like $15 a piece or $30 a piece on Uline. I was able to get them for $3 each. So I bought 80 of them. It was a no-brainer. I'm looking at it now as I'm organizing them, and I'm saying, why did I buy so many? And I said, no, why are you asking yourself that question? Because I could resell them, and I would literally stick at the price. I want $10 each. Like, it is what it is. But I don't think I should. I think I should just keep them. So, you know, all that being said, guys, think about your processes in your business. Think about the process. Think about what is this going to look like in 5 more years? What's it going to look like? I have the little bit of money now. I might not have the little bit of money next year at this time, and then a good deal comes up and I don't take it. So I'm glad I got to share that with you guys. If anybody has any questions about these bins, please let me know. And I don't really want to say this, but if anybody lives in the Nashville, Chattanooga area and they're willing to go for a ride, there's another 200 left. So please message me and I'll see if I can hook you guys up.
Nice. Hey, one episode that I did leave out, but you do want to stick around for the end because, sometimes people are always curious about what we're selling, and we're going to be sharing that towards the end of the video. So make sure you stick around for that. But right now, we're going to jump into what's trending.
That sweater is trending.
Oh man,
Cernochs muted. You're Leroy.
I'm wearing that Adidas Marimekko collab right now. Found it out.
Flex on them, Cernoch. Flex on them.
So we're gonna do a little bit different. The OBX said, "Hey, I'm gonna come out with this. So this is gonna be okay. So I heard something today on the radio. It is 2 months away till Christmas. Today, you have 2 months for Christmas. Okay, so I was thinking about like reselling, but then I was also thinking about buying Christmas gifts. So it kind of goes hand in hand. If you're out there searching for things and you have a significant other, you might be like, hey, buy this to resell and buy this to gift. So, you can be killing 2 birds at 1 stone. So we're going to go through that. And then I'm going to do this too. I know we have a lot of female viewers and we have a lot of guy viewers too. So this is I'm going to show y'all some women's items that are trending right now. Usually I do a lot of men's stuff. I'm going to show some women items. So husbands and boyfriends out there, put this in your brain. Okay. This might be a great gift for someone on your list. And hey, if you're out there like looking, thrifting or doing retail arbitrage, these are some items that are hot. And these are like classic items too that I've sold for 5+ years that are always trending during the holidays. So let me jump into it, and we're just gonna grab this and let me present it. Add that. All right, perfect. So like these like little short crop jackets are all the rage now. Like little puffer, little crop jacket, for the ladies. Now this is, like I said, I'm showing stuff for the ladies. Okay. Abercrombie makes a great jacket like this. Abercrombie is a brand that, we all know from 20 years ago, but is trending now. Okay. The vintage stuff is trending. The new stuff is trending. They've done a whole new marketing campaign. So things like this, Abercrombie, Hollister, American Eagle, those like Y2K brands right now are on an upswing right now because Y2K fashion is very popular right now. So think about these like little short crop puffer, because it kind of like goes with a woman's outfit where it's not a long big coat, taken away from the pants or or for the underneath of the scarf or whatever. So, all right, so let's go with this. Here's one we all see. Okay. This one we all see. How many times have you gone in and seen the classic UGG boots? Okay. Mm-hmm. These UGG boots have been a staple for over 10 years. And I'll tell you what, go check the sell-through rate on eBay. Right now, the sell-through rate is great for these. So if you could find these in great pre-owned condition, I've had excellent luck selling these. So buy it low, sell it high. I usually pick up these. If you can pick up these, anywhere from like $5 to $10, and they're not really stained up. Now listen, ladies, I know y'all. some of y'all love to wear y'all shoes like I wear those shoes. Run it till it dies. I've seen some Uggs that it's like, whoa, these have been to war and back. But sometimes, people wear them for special occasions, and you'll find some maybe at the thrift that are really in really nice condition. So I would say pick those up. These have been a staple for years, and they're still trending. All right, let's jump into this one right here. Who doesn't love a nice alpaca or cashmere sweater? Okay, listen, for the resale now for the buying gift aspect, I mean, a nice sweater goes a long way. A nice comfy sweater. Now you have the old school itchy sweaters, the wool sweaters. Now those do sell, but a lot like trending right now is that comfort, that cashmere, that alpaca. Maybe that wool cashmere or wool alpaca blend. Something soft, something cuddly. Now, if you find the right one to resell, they can be a lot. Like a pure cashmere sweater can net you $100, $150 if it's the right brand. So kind of know your brands. If you don't, you can always comp it. You can always throw the brand into eBay. You can say, let me look up a Madewell cashmere sweater. See what that's comping out at. Okay, I'm giving you what to look for. Now you're taking the next step and taking a look at the brand, and so those two combined will give you your worth. I find a lot of these at the thrift. So check the contents, check the fabric contents. So if you see mohair, alpaca, cashmere, those should be indicators. Ding, 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 ding. Now, if you see acrylic or something like that, or Orlon or something like that, those are more of those kind of like cheaper fabrics, not as nice. So maybe steer away from there and look at that. So you're looking at the fabric content and the brand of these sweaters. All right, here's another one. It's getting cold outside. I think it was 35 degrees this morning here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia. So, jacket season. Now, the little cute crop puffer, that's going out, when it's, cool outside and more fashionable. Now, this is more functional. Okay. You're talking about, an LL Bean, a Marmont, Columbia, maybe even like, some of the higher end brands like Arc'teryx, if you can find it. So, these are, again, great gifts to give because it's function. It's hey, we're you're going out. If you have a significant other that likes to do hiking or being out in the woods or doing a lot of outdoor activities, this would be something good. And these hold, these jackets hold value. I have some jackets in my downstairs in my death pile that maybe be 2-3 years old, but the functionality and the style never goes away. So definitely like these, and these like little bubble puffers. So this is like a bubble puffer right here. You'll see how it has the hem, and the things you want to look for on these jackets is goose down, or if it says down, okay, the down content of it versus a polyester. So they're using feathers instead of a polyester fill. Those will bring definitely more value in your resale world. All right, this one right here, bucket hats. Okay, right now the trending for the ladies, bucket hats, and these are those, and you can't see it, but this is like that again, that alpaca or that cashmere or that the fine materials in a bucket hat. These have been more commonplace. To wear these with a nice scarf, because you're not wearing sometimes you have the earmuffs and stuff, but this is just a nice protection, keep your head cool instead of a beanie kind of messing up your beanie being tight on a lady's head. A bucket hat fits not as tight, so it's not going to mess up the hair as much. So definitely look at these. And then at the thrift stores, sometimes you can find these for really cheap because they'll throw them all in a bin. Any bucket hats or beanies, and I'll add that into it. Beanies, sometimes you can get them for 25 cents, 50 cents at your thrift shops. So take a look at those, sporting teams, those are all good for resale, and they're really easy to list. I mean, you're taking a couple photos, front, back, maybe the tag, and that's it. And then you're on your way to doing a great listing. Here is a nice staple. Listen, if you want to impress your gal, and your gal's a little in the little fashion and function, Patagonia is the way to go. Okay, these pullovers last. The chinchilla pullovers last forever. These haven't gone out of style, and they make all kinds of great colors, designs. You have full zip, you have quarter zip, you have half zip. So these are great fashion and function meshing together. And I tell you what, if you're at the thrift and you find one of these, pick it up. I mean, if it's a good price, I always say if it's a good price, pick this up. I tell you what, right now Patagonia is flying out the door. I cannot keep it. I can't keep it in my inventory. If I find it, I list it, I sell it. Okay, that's how fast Patagonia sells. So if you see Patagonia, I would pick it up. If it's a good price, pick it up. Look at Leroy, got a little bucket hat action going down. Now, here's something that you may not think of. Bibs, okay? These ski bibs have been really popular in the last couple of years as well. So it's kind of like, again, now we're not thinking, southern states. Hey, I don't think anybody in Texas or Florida or, maybe even South Carolina is going to be rocking a bib. But, your Minnesotans, your mainlanders, your cold climate, even our brothers up north, the Canadians. Okay, I sell a lot of stuff to Canadians as well. So these bibs, I've started picking these up, and they do sell. Some people are like, why'd you pick that up? They sell because, again, this is something that, for the ladies, they don't want to be cold when they're outside, especially if if you're in Minnesota and you're doing a parade or a festival, you don't want to be cold, freezing out there in sub-below temperatures. So these bibs are really good. And then I'll just end it with this. This is a staple. You see me wearing it, and crew neck sweatshirts. Now crew necks.
I literally just sold one like 10 seconds ago.
Crew necks and hoodies are like brother and sister, or I can put a hoodie and then I can talk about crew neck. So hoodies and crew necks, I don't think that will ever go out of style. Okay, these will never go out of style. A great hoodie, a great crew neck sweatshirt. So definitely, if you're at the thrift, be looking for those. Vintage designs, brands, all those things. You need to take into account, but don't pass them up because I've stopped. I go to the jackets and hoodies and sweatshirts first before looking at the t-shirts now, because I feel like everyone's on their t-shirt game. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going to look for NASCAR t-shirts, NASCAR, anime Harley Davidson t-shirts, but let them go let them go hunt for those t-shirts, but let you go find a cool vintage sweatshirt or a really high-end hoodie from a designer hoodie. Then you're scooping that, because some of these high-end hoodies and high-end crew necks, they may not have anything on the front. So I call them the flippers. They might pass that up where you see that tag. Oh, okay, you know what? Let me go into eBay, type in that brand, crew neck sweatshirt, and let me see what the comps look like. You never know. I'm finding new brands all the time just by going, okay, this feels nice. The contents are nice. Let me look up this brand. So these are some of those things that can help you. This is definitely what's trending. You guys have seen this. So anybody new, or maybe just a refresher going, oh yeah, you know what? I have been looking for this, and this, but hey, you show me those bibs or you show me those bucket hats. Maybe that's something I wasn't looking at. So I'll just add that to the repertoire and to get that going. so you can kind of complete, so you can have a bunch of different items for sale this season. So just remember, 2 months away is Christmas. So let's get it locked and loaded. Yes, Leroy.
Okay, I wrote a list down. Okay,
Dude, you were writing, bro.
You said the word cuddly. Can you use cuddly as a keyword when it comes to that type of a sweater?
Yeah, you can. You can. I see it all the time. Cuddly,
Fluffy.
Comfort.
What would you say?
Comfort.
Comfort. Yes.
What
yes.
about
Fluffy.
granny core?
Granny core can work. All these things that to add into your listing. I always go to 80 characters on my listing on my eBay listings because I think the more the better.
My next one was, you source probably more than most of us in the same places.
Yes.
So you go to, I could say it, you go to Gabe's or wherever you go, 2 or 3 times, 4 times a month, where you see the items out there.
Let me stop you right there. What did you say?
I know it's more than
a week.
I know. I'm
probably there 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Right?
So you see what's selling and what's not selling.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize in the era that we live in, it is the throwaway era. Those clothes don't come back out next year, and those styles that were hot, they're not going to go away in 1 year.
Correct.
So do you yourself, and I know the answer, but do you yourself save items for next year? So if you know it was hot and you know what, they're gonna go on sale like the day after Christmas, like the day after Christmas for you must be like stockpile day.
No. It's March, February, March. In March, that's when the retailers are gutting. Like, yes, you can do your day after Christmas. No. I wait because guess what? I'm cheap, bro. Okay?
Yeah, no.
I don't want that first initial discount. I want that cut to the bone. Get this out of the store before we throw it in the dumpster price.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for.
And my last thing I have written down here is with the bucket hats. It's also called a hide-a-do.
Hide-a-do?
Hide-a-do.
Hide-a-do. I have never heard that before.
How you doing?
No, hide-a-do. So the bucket hats, they hide their do. So if their hair's a mess, if they have a bad hair messy day, and they're gonna go drop off the kid, they'll put on their hide-a-do. Just put the makeup on, and the hair looks like who didn't ran yesterday.
I love it. And Leroy, you kind of like alluded to something that kind of jogged my brain. Here's the thing. I talk to a lot of people that go, "Oh man, I don't sell clothes because I don't know fashion. I don't know what's trending." Here's a simple thing. Go to your outlet mall, or go if you still have a mall, or if you're in a city, go to some. You don't have to go buy anything, but go into Polo Ralph Lauren store. Okay. Now the prices may knock you over. Okay, but go into those stores just to see what's coming out, just to see. Or you don't even have to go to stores. Go on Instagram and scroll through some of these high-end, Polo, just kind of like the basics. Polo, Columbia, LL Bean, especially for winter, Patagonia, and just see what's coming out, just to kind of put in your brain and go, okay, if I see something like that, on Patagonia, they're selling that jacket for $350. If I see something like that with the Patagonia at the thrift, I'm gonna pick it up. So it's all that research.
Ask the question. You walk into these stores and they say to you, hey, how can I help you? What size are you looking for? Hey, what's hot right now?
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it. What's hot right now? Yes. Tell me, boo boo. Let's go.
And there's lists online about trending brands and trend. Listen, you ain't gotta pay. I know there's groups out there like, hey, pay us $35 a month and we'll tell you what's hot. Do your research. Go on there. People give it like we do. We give the information away for free. So you just have to go in there and do your due diligence and see what's going on. So that's like I showed you kind of like the basics. Now to get you to that advanced level, go do your research. Go do go do your recon to know, what's in your area.
There you go. Yeah, it's one of those things. I know, like you were saying, twofold. One, you can look for things to sell, but two, like family members. I know my girls are always like, "Dad, find us some cool crew necks or sweatshirts."
Yes.
Like that's the thing. Like, cause honestly, times have changed. Like, if you've got people, especially younger people, on your list, dude, they would get like. Honestly, I found reverse weave Green Bay Packers for my oldest a couple years back. She was more fired up about that than anything that I picked up elsewhere. So one of those things, be on the lookout for that stuff for sure.
Absolutely.
Next up, we're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into how to photograph glass with our resident glass professor, Tim. Let's go. All right, Tim.
Eric sounded like me in slow motion on listening to Loafing just now. So I see how I have been delegated to last because we are on a time crunch today as we have an important meeting following the recording of this show. So I'm going to, this is going to be a dipping of the toes sort of deep dive, okay? So obviously you guys know we have been telling you all about our favorite thing that we use, and it's Photoroom, the app. But make sure, if you guys want to learn more about Photoroom, there is a video on our YouTube discussing Cernoch, kind of going through the ins and outs of using Photoroom. We're going to be doing a lot more of that sort of stuff moving forward. Do not forget, if you go on your computer to www. Is that 4 W's or 3 W's? It's only 3 W's, just in case I said 4 W's. www.photoroom.com. Type in code RIN. Okay, and it'll get you a discounted price to get started on using Photoroom. So one of the things I get asked about the most is photographing glass, especially glass that has some sort of transparency or translucence to it, because it can be very difficult. Now, this is just going to be like a sort of a short go-round because I had this piece of glass sitting on my desk, okay? Beautiful piece of glass, as you guys can see, Amberina sort of goblet. I know Leroy's looking at this thing like it's a pimp cup. He wants me to wear a pinky ring and go like this, right? But I used this because it was right by me. And I want to show people, how easy it is to do this. Because I literally just picked this thing up, okay? It's on my desk. I have a black desk, okay? I took a picture of it. The biggest mistake that people are making right now when using Photoroom or any other, photo app, okay, is using all white backgrounds for glass items. It does not look good. I'm going to be the person that you need, you don't need a yes man in this situation. You need a guy who's going to tell you, hey, look, you can try, there's some things you could do, pop a little light, little shadow on Photoroom, but let's just be perfectly honest, it looks like trash, okay? And, a lot of people are trying to remove backgrounds on eBay using theirs, and they're like chunks of photos still attached to the piece of glass. It's just a bad look, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I just took a picture of this piece of glass, all right? And I'm uploading it right now to the to StreamYard, okay? I just removed the background on Photoroom and just added a white background. Okay, so we're going to look at it with just a white background now. All right. You could see how you can already see the table kind of underneath the base here, okay? Now, I added shadow and light just to give you an idea of what this will look like if you decided to use an all-white background. The problem is that you're not getting the pop. It doesn't look as good as it is. It's not looking at its most sellable peak. Now, I like to match a lot of color tones when it comes down to using Photoroom AI instant backgrounds, okay? One of my favorite go-tos for red and orange glass is actually a preset AI background called Sunset, okay? Just look at that. Look how different that looks. You're adding depth to the image, okay? The now you're not so much focused on the item, like seeing what's underneath of the base of the goblet, because it's kind of blending in with the image itself in the AI background. Another one that I like to use a lot, especially when I have colors of an item that have like very sunlight-esque color tones, is I like to have some streak of light. Okay, look at that. Just that streak of light right there. You're already getting, I know I'm using some photography terms here, depth of field, you know, light leaks, stuff like that. But these are things that you can kind of learn. I mean, look how natural that light leak looks going through the stem of that goblet right there. It looks super natural. Once again, the blending of what's underneath of your item in comparison to what it's sitting on that table, it looks pretty good, right? So the other thing is this item actually glows under a black light. A lot of times it's difficult to kind of really capture that black light, especially when it's a cadmium glass, red and orange, red and yellow sort of situation. It's a little bit different when we're talking about uranium and Vaseline glass. But look at how it looks with just a white background, okay? You can, obviously, you see how much darker the base of the stem is right here? Because generally when you're taking these pictures with the items that glow, you want to put them on darker backgrounds, because when you're turning off the lights and you're shining the black light, it really picks it up more. But man, you can't even tell that this thing really glows unless you know. And obviously, look at the stem. You know, you could see the black base underneath of it and everything. But if you add it to the sunset, look at the difference. Look at the difference. You're blending in with that base right there. It looks like it's sitting on that wood thing. So like that color difference, it blends so much better. You can see the light glowing in the bottom of the cup now a lot more. And it looks so much more natural. So, you know, and this is just done, like literally this was done in 2 minutes. Okay. So, you know, we'll go into some more in-depth photographing tips when it comes to glass. But this to me, it is the push, okay? When I start getting a little bit more into our actual deep dive, when we have a little bit more time, and you know, I can show you how to do the clear glass, which is super difficult for a lot of people photographing clear glass. I can show you how to do actual uranium glass and then other glass items. So we'll try and do one of those every other week or every week just to kind of get people started on Photoroom. But just to see how quick I picked this up on my desk, took my phone, took the picture, put it in the Photoroom, remove the background, pick the setting for the AI background. The difference is, and like I could have spent 5-10 more minutes and picked an absolutely perfect background. You know, could have done a little bit more sharpening of the images, but I wanted you to see how easy it is, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to spend the extra time. It's an extra step in my listing process and this and that. It's if you're making excuses, don't make excuses. Okay, if you're a reseller and you want to be successful, stop making excuses. Okay, there's no excuses should be made. Shout out to Leroy. I photo roomed one of his own images, and I hope that you saw that on Instagram, because man, it looked really good. But listen, this is just to show you how easy it can be. It's a quick little methods to kind of use with glass. How much better it looks with an AI background as opposed to that all white background. Now, you use all white backgrounds for the rest of your images, like when you're doing jewelry. I'll do an AI background for my first shot, but the rest of my images will be all white backgrounds, light, shadow, pop. You know what I'm saying? It works perfect for that. But for glass, don't use all white backgrounds. It just looks, if I'm scrolling the page and I see that all white background, I'm looking at you like you're an amateur. Okay. So in my honest opinion, I'm not necessarily saying you have to use AI backgrounds either. I'm just showing you that how much better it looks. But with the glass, find a more natural setting if you're going to take your pictures. You know, like I use a cream-based table with a gray wall. That's it. It looks a million times better because you can actually see the item and what it really looks like than floating in a white background with all different types of coloring and images within the glass that just looks bad. So hopefully this will help some people, get you guys started. If you have questions, drop them in the comment section below so that we can deep dive and touch on those topics moving forward, because the goal here is not to scold you. The goal here is to help you and improve your listings and be better.
Thanks, Tim. I mean, obviously that it is a game changer, Photoroom, when you start using it on your stuff. And glass is one of those things, like he said. I've tried to take pictures of it. It's brutal. It's brutal to get exactly what you want. Photoroom helps a ton with a lot of items. So, guys, like we said, we are on a little bit of a time crunch today. So we are going to still share our what solds really quickly. We're going to limit that to one today and just kind of give you a little quick overview. I'm going to pop mine in first since I'm already here. And I had an interesting sale. I will tell you, this is a bolo. Like if you see the little flippy clocks, the manuals, the ones that have the numbers that flip, those sell for good money. They sell for, some of them are way more expensive than this one. This one actually sold for $50, $49.95 plus shipping. So if you see them out in the wild, be on the lookout. This was a GE model, but there are some that are worth hundreds of dollars. So.
And even if they're broken, there are people that buy these to fix them and or collect them or use them as parts. So
yeah,
even if it's broken.
So that's my little sale / bolo of the week. Let's see. Who wants up next?
I'll go up next. I got mine ready to rock.
All right. Let's put the Cernoch over in the middle here.
Here's what I just sold. Here we go. All right, so here look at this. I just sold these shoes for $120. This came in this morning. Bought, paid, everything. You don't know how many times I sent offers on this for $99, $89, even $79 just to get them moved out because I purchased these at Ross for $24.99. I was trying to move them. Here's the thing. You never know who's going to come up and say, you know what? Boom, I'm paying full price because you can see, you can see everyone has them around that price. So it's like sometimes it's just you got to hold steady and you're going to sell that price, for what you want it. So
shout out to the chaps in the background playing polo too.
Right? You see that?
I see it. I see it, man. Shout out to the background gods. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit of AI background. Look how nice that grass is.
Look at that.
I mean, come on.
That looks like a polo ad in a GQ magazine.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
Photoroom.com.
That's what you can do with Photoroom. So
code RAN for those of you guys that don't have it. All right. Let's enter the matrix. How about let's
all right, we're gonna go into the matrix now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Matrix. Is it coming? Where is it going? There we go. The matrix is a little slow this morning. All right. So I picked this up live on Listing and Loafing in RIN. Literally wanted to stop at 7-Eleven. Just a quick update. I did survive. I did win the battle of the breakfast taco on Listing and Loafing this Tuesday. So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up on that for those of you that were wondering. So yeah, I wanted to stop at 7-Eleven and there was a thrift store next to 7-Eleven. So, a reseller, what did we do? We stopped inside a thrift store. I bought one thing. I walked in, saw this, checked out, left. $2.99, I think it was. I paid for this, but it was live on Listing and Loafing. Listed it. AI background. I mean, is that not a clutch AI background? Because it's giving you vibes of Christmas, but it's also giving you contrast to the light because this was an actual lamp, and it worked. I immediately had watchers and offers as this thing got listed. I even sent out offers as low as $47. It sold full asking price, $51.99 plus fixed shipping of $12. So in and out quick. I mean, this was probably in my store for maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks at tops.
No, less than that.
Less than that, right? Because it was like, I think it was last week I got it. So, I mean, I listed it probably like 3 or 4 days after I got it, which is bad. I should have listed immediately, but I am an honest YouTube reseller, so I will let you know that it took me a couple of days. I was procrastinating. Don't procrastinate. Get them listed. They will sell fast. Shout out to Photoroom on the beautiful background as well.
All right. Cool. Leroy?
All right. So where is she? Okay. All right. So my sale is something that I got in a box lot. This is something that we will have a segment on. Box lots. Eric's gonna write that down. Box lots is very important. If you guys don't know the box lot game, you guys are sleeping, like for real, for real. This wasn't a box lot. I wanted a couple other things in the lot. I think I paid $10 for the box lot, and looked this bad Larry up, and I was like, "Oh, Jiminy Christmas, thank you." And then listed it, cleaned it up a little bit. It was sitting in my death pile for a while. Finally listed it, and somebody snatched it up. They were like, "Yeah, I want that." This is my personal AI background with the baby blue. The baby blue silicone background with a little bit of white splash. You're not going to find it anywhere else. It's probably going to be hard to get it on AI, but that's the one you really want to use. You can see a little bit of the shadow. I wiped it out a little bit. You got a little bit of the number there. So that's what I'm working with today. But guys, sleep on box lots. We'll get back to that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, great sale, Leroy.
That is an awesome sale.
Hey, we're gonna go around the horn because thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Leroy. So, we do thank each and every person that watches the RAN, and definitely, I'm gonna let these guys do the rest of the shout outs. But thank you guys for being here watching. Leroy,
have a good day, guys. Thank you. We're on time crunch. See ya.
I started the music early. Hey, great show today. Hope y'all learned something trending. Photo room. Leroy's got awesome sales. Box lots are coming up soon. We're going to be talking about box lots. So, yeah, take it away, Tim.
Big shout out to all of our channel members. Big shout out to everybody on the panel. Big shout out to the Reseller Information Network community. Fam-a-lam. 3K, baby. 4K live and direct on the way. We appreciate all the love and all the support. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, drop those questions in the comment section below so we can help you help yourself. And always, don't forget to tell a friend about RIN Reseller Information Network.